a lot of questions that we want to make sure we get to. So again, thank you to everybody. Mario will put, he's just learning about this now at the bottom. You're going to see a thank you ticker for everybody that submitted questions. Thank you. We're not going to be able to get to all of them, but we highlighted a few of them to get to. And again, anything that we don't get to, you know, we're obviously happy to still talk about. It's not, you know, may come up on a later episode.
Are we there yet?
Okay, I'm working on it. All right.
We've been in the car for 6 hours.
It's weird though. We're recording during the daylight. Look at this. It's so strange.
I'm so happy. We haven't done this in a while.
Yeah, we don't have the little LED lights burning our retinas out while we try to record at night.
True story.
Guys, the sacrifice we make to record at night.
I can't even see.
Yeah. So, we're going to do a rapid fire segment where we've got questions. We're just going to kind of rip through them as fast as we can. Blah, 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 otherwise known as Big Spence. Would Bruce Smith be known as the best defensive player all time if the media didn't hate the Bills?
He's already known as one of the best of all time.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, then. You know what? I have to say, if you look at, he is already known as one of the best of all time. And he was with a team that was considered one of the best of all time. Even though he didn't win the Super Bowls, the fact is that they're still regarded as a dynasty.
They're a dynasty.
So, do I think he would have been regarded? I mean, he's in the Hall, man. Unfortunately, had he come 20 years earlier, we'd be talking about him like Mean Joe Green, right? He revolutionized the position at defensive end. The difference is that he did it 20 years later than some of the guys that you hear as, you know, the stalwarts of the position. He did revolutionize the position. So I think he should be regarded as one of the best because he changed the position.
Yes, Big Spence. Thank you.
Okay, Tim Ellington. Let's say the Bills have a high draft pick. How far would the Bills drop if they were going to trade down? So where would we see them drop?
If they're in the top 10, as we said earlier, anywhere between 11 and 32.
Well, you get that contract. You get that nice little contract with that fifth-year option.
Fifth-year option, yes.
Yeah, I don't think the Bills would drop any lower than. I don't think they drop in the 20s. I think they'd look to swap picks if they're going to trade. Let's say they're in the top 10. They'd swap picks and then gain whatever they gain. Yeah, they gain whatever they gain, but I don't see them going into the 20s.
But important to remember, whatever trades happen on draft day sets the tone and the market value for what happens. So if someone else trades out of the top 10 pick, whatever they get in compensation, the Bills can't ask for more than that.
Right, yeah, exactly. Nicole Corso asked about Chris Ivory being re-signed. He's actually on a 2-year deal, so you don't have to worry about Ivory. He's good to go. He'll be here next year at a very affordable rate, so I struggle to see why he wouldn't be on the team next year.
Yeah, buddy.
Even if you were to change offensive coordinators, I just don't see the reason to let Ivory go. There's just no reason. Thought we were equal. Does this regime have trouble with the wide receiver position? That's just the Bills logo in general. If it has a Bills logo on it, it doesn't know how to catch. That's kind of that's how it goes. You know, well, walks like a duck, talks like a duck.
It's a Dable.
Ooh, I was gonna say it's a witch. Burn her, burn the witch. Yeah, it's the Bills have shown problems with the wide receiver position, top to bottom. They have for years. But again, you've had multiple regimes. So it's one of those things that you look at and just say, you know, I think it's just been a string of bad luck. We don't really know with this organization, with this regime, from a wide receiver position standpoint, because they didn't want to invest a lot of money in the position this season.
Yes.
Because of all the dead cap money. So
They did.
You know,
plus, if you're tanking,
you don't really need.
No, you don't need any wideouts.
Yeah, you don't really
need
want
to develop a young quarterback.
You don't really want any of that. Yeah. Outside looking in, bench players. We actually covered that on a previous episode. So outside looking in was caught up. I think it was Ensil that asked about which players did we want to see play more. So we actually covered that on another episode this week.
The Bills are actually looking at a lot of a lot of players that you're seeing a lot of new faces emerge to try to see if they're going to be on the team next year. So.
Right. Yep. And there's just going to be a lot of that conversation back and forth. Did I just see a kid on a scooter riding it on his knees?
You all right? Okay.
Did he fall?
I don't know. I'm getting out of here. I forgot I spray painted free candy on the back. It's a joke. Go ahead. Next one.
Ensil, best production mid-round. So where do you get the best production mid-round?
Mid-round that's where you get your linebackers, guards, tackles, and safeties.
Yeah, you don't.
That last one we don't need.
Yeah, you don't draft a quarterback in the 5th round and hope him to play. We saw what happens there.
Oh, what a dumpster fire that is.
Yeah, it's. I mean, Mario's absolutely right. Guard is where you're often going to find. You'll see a lot of players from smaller schools taken in the 5th round. You see a lot of guys who are just fast, right? So that's what it becomes about. Teams start looking at tools and not necessarily college production.
Did we happen to say that on a previous episode a long time ago? Because I remember having this discussion where 1st and 2nd round, those are your guys that are going to start.
Yep.
3rd and 4th are your developmental players. 5th, 6th, and 7th are the guys that are.
You're washing.
You're taking a flyer on them.
Yeah,
this guy's he's just raw.
Yeah.
All right, let's take him in the 5th.
That's precisely what that is. Let's see here. James Snee. So did McDermott ruin Peterman by throwing him in the deep end last year in the middle of a team slide, or would a year or two on the bench have made any difference? Listen, they were painted a little bit into a corner this season because of the way that they approached the position. So it's hard to say that more time on the bench would have been beneficial for him.
I think he's going to get enough time on the bench now.
He did things that you would expect a quarterback in the NFL to do. He's making protection changes. He was changing routes. Like, he was doing the little stuff that you were supposed to do. The difference was he wasn't doing it well.
He was not throwing.
No. So I don't really think a year or two on the bench would have helped him.
Now, I think...
personally.
Well, no, I think he was ruined. Eventually, he was ruined because you benched him and then tried to put him back in.
Yeah.
You benched him, you played a guy that was on the team for 10 days. You
Yeah.
benched him, and that's what happens with quarterbacks as far as their confidence goes. And he must have been done after that.
Okay, I get it.
So that's
Sure.
as far as that goes. I think that's what eventually ruined him. But the fact that you're not performing, you get out. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this isn't a guy who came
trying
into
to
the
be
NFL
mean,
with a ton of pedigree either. He
No.
wasn't heralded.
He went to Tennessee and then left there to go to Pitt. So.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't Chase Daniels or anything.
Why you keep naming your man crushes?
I just love Chase
If I hear
Daniels.
Tyler Bray come out of your mouth.
Hey, we're almost there. Almost there. As far as rapid fire goes, I don't think we had anything else called out for rapid fire.
There was one more that we didn't get. I'm getting to. It was from Sil again. I believe it was the conference. Which conferences do you look for? All right, I just got this list out, and this list could change. But if I'm looking for pure athletes, players I can put anywhere as far as that, I'm going to the SEC. Anyone who's a corner, a safety, or a linebacker, I'm gonna go to the SEC. And for linebackers, I may go to the Big Ten. I may travel to the Big Ten for linebackers. If I want a pass blocking offensive lineman, I'm gonna go to the Big 12. If I want a run blocking O lineman, I'm going to the Big 10.
Yeah.
If I want a running back, I'm gonna go to the Big 10 as well because those guys are pretty good. If I want a pass catching running back, I'm going to the Pac-12.
Ooh.
Pac-12.
Go to the Pac.
If I want a wide receiver that is just pure speed, SEC.
Yeah.
If I want a wide receiver that can run the route tree, I'm going to the Pac-12.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right.
No Mountain West Conference? You're not going to the Mountain West for anything?
No, the Mountain West. If I want a quarterback, I'm going to the Pac-12 or the MAC.
The MAC?
The MAC.
Why, you need an Akron Zip on your team?
I need a Ben Roethlisberger.
Okay.
I need a Northern Iowa Kurt Warner. I need a Northern Illinois Tony Romo.
Okay, I clearly barked up the wrong tree.
And then...
No, wait, I got one more. John Patrick, talk about whether McDermott will re-sign Trey White or does he think he can scout a replacement. Talked about this on an earlier episode as well. From a secondary standpoint, McDermott and Bean seem to have secondary on pretty much of a lockdown, so I'm not too concerned there. You also don't have to worry about Trey White's contract for another 3 seasons because he's got the 5th-year option, which they're obviously going to extend to him.
Yes.
But they don't have to do that till the end of next season. So he's still got a whole another year. This is his 3rd year. Next year will be his 3rd year. They have to exercise the 5th-year option by the end or by the beginning of the 4th year. So you have Trey White for the next 3 seasons. You don't have to worry about it. He's locked in for the next 3 seasons after this. So you don't have to worry about Trey White's contract. We're good to go as far as Trey White's concerned. As far as all the other things that we didn't get to,
Sorry.
Oh my God, guys, this took hours. This took forever.
We really do
my gosh.
apologize if we didn't get to your question. We will get to it. I'm sure Paul has answered it on the...
I've been terrible about that this week.
Oh my God.
I don't think I responded to anybody. Guys, I'm sorry. I normally respond to like everything that I could get to. I have been very negligent.
We got you guys. If we didn't get to your question, we'll get to it in another format. A lot of them crossed over, like we said. But can hope you guys enjoyed Fan Appreciation Week and all the stuff that we were able to discuss.
And keep your eyes peeled for our sweepstakes, because we have a sweepstakes video coming up where you're going to be able to enter daily to get some pretty sweet merchandise. We kind of outdid ourselves on this one. I'm pretty proud of this one. And also, we're going to be doing a live post game on location, not next week, but the week following. So when Buffalo's playing Miami in Miami, we're going to be on location. So very excited about that. And yeah. All right, we'll talk to you.
Deuces.